in different colours. The idea behind that is just so when you've got easy for you to quickly recognise which one you've got, you can even write on them. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns, and I'm going to be talking about the Godhands Acrylic sanding boards, some of the sanding papers, and their double-sided tape, and what it's all about. So the sanding boards here, so you see that they're all in different colours. The idea behind that is just so when you've got sanding paper mounted on it, it's easy for you to quickly recognise which one you've got. You can even write on the back of it what the grid is. So if you use a texter, you can just clean it up when you're changing the paper next time round. So the acrylic boards, you'll see, acrylic is basically perspex. It's very tough. It's quite stiff. There's a bit of movement there. So the idea is you can put on any type of sandpaper you want. So we'll just show you these ones here. So these are the Godhands paper-backed sanding papers. They also have the waterproof ones, but these work a little bit different in that paper-based ones are a bit stiffer. So, and they adhere a bit easier. Okay, so you see on the back, this is actually written what grit was on it. So 600 grit. So that's from this set here, which is the A set. So that's got the 240, 400, 600 and 800 grit. And then the B set's got the finer stuff, which is the 1000, the 1200, the 1500 and the 2000. Okay, so all it needs is to mount onto a board, you just need to cut it out to the size you want. So if you want to cover the whole board, I guess we'll cut from this end here. And then these particular ones are, what are they, 15 mil? I think. Look. Yep, they're 15 mil. So you might just see over here, I've got the different sizes of double-sided tape you can get when you're changing your paper after it's lost its grit. Okay, so let's just quickly work out how we're going to cut it. Okay, so spin around to the back. So grit to the base there, so it doesn't move around. Get a ruler here, so I'm just going to use this to measure it up basically. So we'll line up the edge of the board with the paper. So the closer you get it, the less overhang, the better it will be, because you won't be wasting any of the paper, and you won't have any loose bits on the edges when you're sanding. So you just cut it with a sharp knife on a metal rule. Do it a few times. You have to be careful with this, because if you're not and you try to do it in one shot with a lot of pressure, you can slip off and quite easily cut your finger, which I've done in my early days and done it so often, don't want to do it anymore, so it's good to be careful. Okay, so we've got our strip there. Let's move this on this side, and then we want to measure it up. So it's just right here. Okay, and then I guess from here you can even use just the edge of the acrylic, just as a guide. Okay, so there you go, you're done there. So that's a perfect size. Go over this. You see there. Okay, so I've just sliced that piece and we halved it. So you'll notice here that after we've halved it, they're exactly the same length. So you've got two bits out of that long section there. So they designed it so you can maximize the sizes of these sheets. Of course you can use other papers as well, you just might have a little bit of leftover at the end. Okay, so these here, this is a protective coating actually. So this just peels off, okay, to reveal just the acrylic. So you'll need to put on the double-sided tape, which we'll get here. So we need the 15 mil. Quickly open this. Now the tape is quite a special tape because one side is high tack and the other side is low tack. So the idea behind that is so that it's easy to remove and replace. Okay, so the top section here, that's under this protective paper, that's a high tape, I should say, and that's the part that's going to be sticking onto the paper, and underneath this is the low tack. So you see how easy it is coming off there? Okay, so that's the part that's going to go onto our acrylic board so that it's easy to remove. Okay, so let's just pop it on. So just peel off a bit here. And we'll line it up. Okay, so lined it up with the end, gently pressed it down a little bit. And then it's a matter of tensioning it. So you pull it to tension it, and then drop it down when you're over the edge. Okay, so it's all lined up. Press it down across here. And that's the tape on. Okay, so you just drop it down here, use the end as a ruler, trim it off, give it a bit of a press, and that's your tape on. So just pop this away for another time. Okay, now to mount up, you just need to take off this backing. So it's going to take a bit of dexterity here, just pull up a corner like any tape. Okay, so as you pull up the top, just make sure the sticky's still there. You might just see it there, you can feel the tack. It's got a slightly different colour because of the clear tape going on. You see that? So we're taking off the backing. And then just like we mounted the tape, you do the same thing to mount the paper. So work it onto one edge. Okay, so that's the edge there. I'm using my fingers here to guide it. And then just peel it up a bit. Tension it again. Line it up with the sides of the board. It's on. Okay, press it down. And there's your sanding stick, all mounted up. And from here, you just sand things. So what do I do with that bit of plastic I had before? There it is here. Okay. Okay, and then off you go. Okay, so that's going to give you a very firm, I guess a file feel, but it's going to be much finer than any file you can do. So, like so. And then when this is all done, and you need to change it, you just peel it up from a corner. So you notice there that the high tack is stuck to the back of the paper, and the low tack is released cleanly from the acrylic. So you didn't have to worry about cleaning up any of that with any tack left behind. Peel straight off, clean. And then you just do that again to mount on your new piece. It's as simple as that. So these are the acrylic boards for sanding by Godhand. I've got the paper here as well, so they're the paper-based back type stuff. Actually, I should show you something else that it's good for. So the paper stuff is stiffer, and the advantage is you can fold it like so, and you use this edge for cleaning edges like this. How to get it areas, so like so. Okay, so there's the two sets here. You get A, which is the coarser grit. You get B, which is the finer grit. And then with the double-sided tapes, if you want to make your own boards, then it's available in a thinner 6mm, a medium 10mm, or there's a full-size 15mm, which we've used for these. So I hope you've gotten a bit more knowledge out of that. That's the sanding boards by Godhand. So they're acrylic, very tough, very easy to change them over, use a double-sided tape. So if you want to use them, you need to get the boards and then the matching tape to go with them. So the 15mm boards, 15mm tape. And then if you want to make your own, then you choose whichever size suits you best. So there you go, the Godhand acrylic sanding boards, sanding papers, and the double-sided tape for fixing it.